Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. My name's Kim and I'm a hairdresser from North Wales. I'm with you today to help give you some ideas, some tips and tricks for absolutely any hair remedy that you can do while focusing my finished look around a festival inspired theme ready for the Concept Hair Mag competition. Right, I'm going to start off with how I would prep the hair first. So for absolutely any hair rep, your preparation is key. So what I would do to prep for any hair rep is I would use a styling mousse. I've used the Volume Lift from L'Oreal. I've lathered the hair in the mousse and then I've just blow dried it in using my hairdryer and a round brush just to make sure that it's completely saturated throughout the hair. I've then moved on. I've just put in just a profile parting right down the centre purely for the look that I'm going to be creating today. So I'm going to start off by combing that hair through, make sure there's no tangles because it'll just be a nuisance when you're trying to braid the hair. Right, so I'm going to take my section. Doll's heads are not the best to be doing this in. I'm going to try and keep the comb in my hand the whole time as well, just to help get some cleaner sections through. Right, so I'm going to part the hair into 3 sections. And with my braid, I'm going to work under, so it's more of a 3D kind of braid, so it's going to stick out a little bit more, just because I think it looks a little bit more funky than just a normal flat French braid, because we do want it to look funky for a festival. Right, so I'm just going to take it right under. And I'm going to move on to take the next section, so I'm going to add the pieces to it. Right, now I've got to the nape, I'm just going to secure this. I'm going to use a clear band just because it's much easier to disguise. I'm literally just going to secure it here. A really good tip when you're braiding, if you want to have a looser kind of braid, never ever, obviously with the look I want it to stop here, but never ever braid right to the bottom. So I'll show you why in a second. Right, now that's secure. What I'm going to do, I'm going to loosen this because I want it to be a messy kind of plait anyway. So when you're loosening your braid up, if your elastic band's a bit higher and you've still got a hair below, as you pull it up, you're not going to shorten this up too much. Otherwise the hair will be falling out the elastic and you're going to completely lose your braid. So never plait right to the very ends. So it just gives you room to loosen your braid up. Doll does not want to stay still. So create a much looser braid. So it's more of a 3D kind of braid. I don't know if you can see in the camera there, but I've got some little fluffy flyaway hairs here at the side. So a really good tip now with any hair up to you again to get rid of these little fluffy bits is to use a little toothbrush, like so. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply loads of hairspray to the brush. I'm just going to pull those little hairs back. And by doing that, I'm taking away all those little fluffy hairs. It's also really good if you want to pull hairs down and have a little bit of detailing around the front. You can do exactly the same. You bring little bits down onto the face. But for the purpose of this look, I just want it to be all like, nice and tidy. Bring it through. And that just gets rid of those little flyaway hair bits there. Right, another little tip for the fluffy bits through the top that just sort of sit through here that you don't want to, so you just want to kind of get rid of that little frizz. So use a little blusher brush. Exactly the same way, I'm going to spray it down with hairspray and then just rub it through. And that's also a really, really good tip if you want to take photos of your work, even if you've just got your hair down straight and you've got some flyaway bits on top. Just use your brush, spray it down, and just dab it onto the hair. It's going to make your photos look so much better. Right, so I'm just going to do exactly the same now with the other side. I'm just going to braid all of this exactly the same. I'll just do that off camera and then I'll come back to what we're going to be doing with the rest of the hair. Finished off covering the elastics just by wrapping a tiny piece of hair from the back of what's left me now. Just wrapped it all around and I've just secured that by just pushing a little curvy clip inwards, hiding it into the braid. Because the worst thing that you can have with a hairer when you're taking a photo is having any clips, any elastics, anything on display. It's like giving the game away about how you've done that look. So with working through the ends here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a really messy, really unkempt kind of finish, because I just believe at a festival you're not going to be there with hot styling tools. You just want it to look fun, free, quite scruffy looking. So I'm just going to add loads and loads of back comb and volume just through the ends here. So I've got my Denman back combing brush, which I'm just going to secure that. Just securing that. Yes, so with my Denman back combing brush, I'm just going to give it loads and loads of volume and I'm going to make it look super, super unkempt. So with a back combing brush, literally just push the hair up. You don't need to be back combing it loads and loads and loads and scruffing up the cuticle too much, because one little brush can give it so much body. I'm going through the next section here. I'm just looking it out a little bit. I just want it to look big. Do two particularly section here because the more messy the better. Giving it super big hair. I'm just going to do the same with this side here. Then getting that out after. So now I'm just something super natural, super festive. And what I can do to finish that off is just finish it off with some little accessories. So there's loads of different ways that you can bling it up. You could either put some ribbon and ribbon it across, so you've got some sort of something a bit more intricate going through there. You can add little accessories. I've seen this kind of look created with like chains coming down. But I've just got some little gold little clips that I'm just going to pop through because she's got quite dark hair. It's going to show off really, really well. Just got like little leaves on them, so I'm just gonna open that up. I'm just gonna attach them through. And just be quite creative with these. There's no set way of doing a hair wrap kind of thing. There we go. So just a festival inspired look using absolutely no heat, just braiding, back combing, and some easy tips and tricks that you can incorporate in absolutely any hair wrap. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing all of your festival looks. Please tag me in them so I can have a bit of a nosy, and good luck.